course, which was a weekend, I started doing a little bit with family members. I guess some of you have started the same way, practicing your skills with whoever would sit and let us try. And I began with a child who was a friend of the family, and they asked me if I would just try it. And I said, I have no idea what I'm doing. And they said, well, just try. She was failing 5 out of 5 subjects. This was February, and it looked like she was not going to graduate from 8th grade with her class. So they were very concerned. She was rather asocial. She would spit, she would kick, she ate lunch totally alone in the lunchroom. None of the other children would go near her. She had a lot of special attention through the years where they gave her one-on-one teaching without really any results at all. The parents really tried to work with her at some points, at least, with the homework. When they would get the homework finished, she would manage to lose it before she went to school with it. It never got handed in. The school decided to have her do her homework first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, she would get to school, she would sit with the teacher during the homeroom period. She had her own one-on-one instructor, teacher who worked with her. They would have the homework finished, and before she got to class, she lost the homework. Obviously, she did not want to succeed. I was not excited as a hypnotherapist to work with this child. I thought maybe smoking or weight loss, but I wasn't ready for this. But because they were desperate and didn't know anywhere else to turn and had been through a lot of psychotherapy, they asked if I would just give it a go. So I called Steve and asked him, what should I do? He told me some things to avoid and not to get too over my head, for instance, regression at that point, since I wasn't studied, and just to make positive suggestions. Well, I figured I couldn't go wrong on that. She came in, we tried it. When she arrived, she was dressed totally in black. This child was 13. She came in with her head down, her arms, excuse me, her arms down. Her posture was of an older, very much older woman. Her back was hunched. She had black nail polish on. She had heavy black mascara and black eye makeup, black lipstick, and every item of clothing was black. She sat down and claimed that she wanted to pass because she didn't want to spend another year in 8th grade. So she was willing to try hypnosis and admitted to being dreadfully unhappy, which seemed reasonable since she had no friends. Just really a very unhappy child, and was willing to try but didn't know how to make a change in her life. So I really wasn't too optimistic myself, but I tried the suggestions, just very positive and very upfront that Stephen had suggested, and I added a few of my own. She came back for the next session and she was not dressed in black anymore. So I was amazed, probably more than she was. At the end of 3 sessions, when they came back, the mother said the school had called, 3 teachers had called and asked what they were doing differently, since everyone had been so involved for these 8 years with this child. So many teachers had given of their own time to try and make a change, and nothing had occurred until now. And in these 3 weeks, actually 2 weeks, it was the 3rd session, it was amazing, the results. In fact, her English teacher said that she had never written more than 2 consecutive sentences in the whole time she had been in school. And in that 2-week period, she had written a paper that was publishable. She said it could absolutely be published as an adult paper. It was so well done. So I was startled. The parents were pleasantly startled, and the child passed every subject.